Welcome you guys. Welcome to Lee's Kitchen, where today I'm going to make you my version of hamburger and rice dish. Pretty simple, just a few recipes and everything, and the whole family can enjoy. Now there's there's so many versions of this and everything, but I'm going to add to mine. I'm going to add peas and carrots to it, and I'm also going to add mushroom soup into it. Of course, I'm going to have my chicken broth, 2 cups, because we're going to use rice. So it's 1 cup of rice to 2 cups of liquid. So I'm going to use 2 cups of chicken broth in there, and then we're going to throw some tomatoes in there, and we're going to throw some sharp cheddar, Worcestershire sauce, of course, black pepper, and we're going to throw some garlic in there, and we're going to throw some salt in there, and of course 1 onion, and then of course our ground beef. Okay, so right now you can see I have my ground beef going on, and I'm using my handy dandy chopper. I love this thing. If you guys ever go out and get one, and thank you for my viewers for sending that to me. Appreciate everything that's been sent to me, and I tell you what, makes my life better, and I enjoy it. Like this outfit, I hope you guys like it. Of course, we're going to chop up an onion because we want to get that sauteed into the hamburger as well. So it's just a medium onion, pretty simple. Of course, you want to, we've got to peel off all the leaf stuff, like so, and then let's get rid of this. Try not to get any of those onion hairs or whatever you want to call it. I hope you guys are enjoying your Sunday afternoon. Don't forget to hit that like button, you guys. Hit that love button. I appreciate all the love and support I can get on my channel. And also, please, share me out. Get me out there so everybody can see my cooking shows to your friends and families. I hope you enjoy some of my recipes. If you want more of my recipes, how I make stuff, please message my page, The Lee Lewis Show. And I definitely will send that recipe right out to you. I've been trying to figure out a way to do some of you guys' stuff. Unfortunately, I don't have the ingredients to do a couple of the things that somebody sent me the other day, due to the fact that, I don't have the ingredients. I can't, you know how prices are, it's hard to find stuff at a good price that it's not going to kill your budget. So I work off the budget and everything, so I try to make things simple as possible, the stuff that I have in the house and everything. So make sure you always wash your hands before you start cooking and everything. Make sure everything is good. Oh. Alright, so you see I'm adding the onions to it. Okay. So we want to get this hamburger we want to get it brown and everything. It's not going to take long to make. It's pretty simple, like I said. I tell you what, these choppers, I'll tell you what, it does come in handy. Now, of course, you definitely want to drain your grease if you use 85% lean or whatever, or your hamburger. Mine, of course, is not like that. Let me grab my towel here. So we're definitely going to have some comfort food. Like I always say, I'm from the South, I'm from the North, I'm from, out East and everything, and I combine a lot of my ingredients, if you notice, well, that's different. It's like, you know what, I like the taste of different cultures, different, places in our United States, and ever notice somebody call one thing, it's like, oh, we call that, something different. Now, of course, I get a lot of my ideas from cooking shows and everything like that because I do watch a lot of the cooking shows, and there's so many interesting cooking shows out there that I love to follow and everything. And I'm like, that sounds good, but you know what? I want to add this to it or make it my own. Cooking, you always want to make it something you're going to like and enjoy. That's something definitely that I try to work into when I'm doing my cooking. I always want to try to make sure I make it my own and everything. I'm not copying somebody else's recipe. I'm actually following along, and it's like, you know what? I want to add this to it, or I want to add that to it. Make it your own. So I'd like to hear from where you guys are from. Let me know if you're, what state you're from, and some of your favorite recipes and everything. I would love to see those and everything. And plusly, if you think it's something I would cook or something, it would be ideal and everything, paste it to my page, The Lee Lewis Show. Go to The Lee Lewis Show, and plusly, subscribe me over there and everything. Of course, I talk to you guys here on Real News Live, that I am on different platforms as well. Chris does a wonderful job when he, when he does his news and everything. I, of course, do a cooking show. I want to do other things. I will be having an auction going on at Make Me an Offer, but it's going to be on, it won't be on here on Real News Live. It will be on my show. So we have a lot of interesting items that we're definitely going to be selling. So definitely keep an eye for that. Notifications for that stuff, you guys. If you want anything that I do and everything like that, you have to go to my page and see it. I mean, of course you could be here on Real News Live, but check me out on my place. Check me out on The Lee Lewis Show. Subscribe, follow, and everything on there. I need viewers over there. And you can also find me on YouTube. I'm also got my cooking shows. I have just the whole thing, nothing but my cooking, different things that I make. I am looking forward to my vegetables and everything. I got one of those indoor greenhouse growing, and I can't wait to can some green beans and stuff with you. I did get a pressure cooker pot. I finally got one, you guys. I finally got a pressurizer pot going. So right now, I'm pretty much getting these onions and everything chopped up in there. And the hamburger all diced up in here. I said that backwards. Onions diced up, hamburger chopped up, right? So yeah, so it's definitely looking good, really looking good. So we're about to the halfway point, okay? And this is where I like to add my salt, okay? And we're gonna get rid of this because we don't need to chop the hamburger up no more. And get my wooden spoon because I don't want to scratch up my pot. So we're gonna mix that salt all in there, okay? Sorry, I got a tickle in my throat today. Hamburger trying to jump out on us. All right, we're gonna add our garlic. Get that garlic all simmering in there as well. You know me, I like my garlic. There we go. Isn't that looking good, you guys? Isn't that looking delicious? It's so great to be in here with you guys. I am sorry I haven't been on the last couple Sundays. Last weekend I fell and I hurt myself and I couldn't get off the couch or out of, I didn't move too well. So trying to do a cooking show is really hard. A week before that, I think I was sick. Can't remember what I had for dinner last night, long what happened 2 weeks ago, you know what I'm saying? So if you can see here by the second camera, and I should have that right up here, the second camera showing here, that's showing down here into my hamburger. I'm not using my GoPro today, so if it looks kind of off or whatever, is because I'm using my cell phone there, and I'm using an old cell phone up here. Okay, this is my old cell phone that I have my image popping down. So if you want to show me, send me like a cooking bit that you do, you can. You don't even have to have this camera facing you. You can just have a camera facing down, and showing what you're doing. You don't have to show yourself if you don't want to. And I'll air you on. You'll be my Sunday show, for a Sunday afternoon at 1 o'clock. Of course, we do this at 1 o'clock. Of course, we've got a lot of things going on in the world as well. So we definitely want to pray and safety for all others and everybody out there. Doesn't matter if you're Russian or Ukraine or anything like that. Please, let's pray for peace and pray for love and people just be able to enjoy life. I'm trying to live my life the fullest as possible. I do have my ups and downs, but you know what? Sometimes cooking helps out. And I tell you what, talking about cooking and enjoying myself, I can't wait. I am going on vacation Easter weekend. I will be down south. I'm going to be staying at a cabin down south. So, Easter Sunday I won't be live. Or maybe I'll be live out there just to say hello. We'll see how that goes. Okay, the hamburger looks pretty well done. It's got really brown. The onions are turning like that clear color because, it's kind of like that whitish color. And then when you cook it, kind of gives you that whiteness color. So we know that is at that point. So now we're going to add our pepper and Worcestershire sauce. You like how I say that? Give that a swoosh. All right. So now I'm going to put in my diced onions or tomatoes. Give that a swoosh in there. Let that cook up a little bit so they're more tender. That all mixed up in there together. Get all those flavors. You want all those flavors just to build up. Anytime you're cooking and everything like that, you don't want to cook fast. You don't want to overcook it or anything like that because then you lose that flavor. You want to take your time with it and let everything just kind of blend in together when you're cooking. But it smells so good. It smells good. You can smell the different flavors that's going on. Because that's what I want. I like food with flavor. Stuff that makes your mouth go, wow, pizzazz, or, ooh, I can taste a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I can taste, I can taste the mushrooms. I can taste the onions. I can taste the Worcester sauce and salt and pepper. Different things like that. You want to be able to taste that. Definitely want food that has flavor, because if you're just cooking and throwing crap together, that's not cooking. That's just, and a lot of times we don't have time. I remember, when the kids were little and everything like that, and having to cook up meals and stuff, and there's a lot of times it was just something simple, just to get it done and over with, because there's so much other stuff that's going on that needs to be done. We definitely need, I needed something fast, so I didn't take the time with it. But I always wanted to be a chef. In fact, this is the way I'm being a chef here on the show, here on Real News Live and the Lee Lewis Show. Definitely making dishes and stuff and sharing them with you. I really like that. And don't forget, after we get done with, you see the show, of course, this part of it's recorded. And after that, we go live, and that's pretty much, it's pretty much open discussion. We could talk about cooking food, we could talk about topics, what's going on and everything. But you got to remember, there's stuff I can't say. I don't want to, because we've been censored and all that stuff. So we have to watch, and it's very hard sometimes. You slip of the tongue, but we definitely got to watch what we say. So now the tomatoes are getting that really cool looking reddish color. You can tell after the tomatoes start heating up, they get like a brighter red. Like onions, when you put onions in, the white onions and stuff, you got that white coat, it looks white. And then, the onions then become like a clear. That's how you know your onions is really cooked into your meat and stuff. And here, now the tomatoes, if you're looking down here on my screen over here, you can see that the tomatoes are really gotten red. And everything's looking good. So now we're going to add our next step. So what I did was I got a can of mushroom soup, just to give it that thickness and, of course, those other flavors that I like, because I love mushrooms. So we're going to add a can of mushroom soup in this. Okay, we're going to give that a squish. Get that all mixed into the hamburger, tomatoes, salt, pepper, the garlic, the Worcestershire sauce. And you don't want to go real fast with it, like I'm saying, you're stirring it in, kind of get it mixed in together real good. Each ingredient, you want to give it that time to absorb and to melt into your hamburger and onions and all that other stuff. So now we've got like a little soup going on here. Okay. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add our chicken broth. We want to get our chicken broth up to boil, into a boil in here. So now we're going to add a chicken broth. Not chicken broth, beef broth. Okay? We want to put a beef broth, not chicken broth, beef broth. But you could use chicken broth if you want. I mean, that's up to you. But since we're using hamburger, I figure, I'll just use beef broth. So now what we want to do is get this all hot, heated up, so we can put our rice in there and our vegetables. So once that comes to a nice boil, then we'll add that in there. And then we'll add our rice, the vegetables in there, and then once it's almost done, setting up, then we're going to put in our sharp cheddar. To give it that little bit of a cheesy texture. I mean, you can leave it without it. I mean, you can substitute anything you like. I mean, if you want to just use green beans or no vegetable at all. But see here, with the hamburger and tomatoes, I'm having peas, I'm having carrots, my cheese, my rice. I'm having all that everything into one meal. So it's all going to be together with that, and plus we'll be drinking our sweet tea. I constantly have to keep wetting my whistle because I get dry talking. So right now, all we're waiting on now is get everything to come up to a boil so we can add our rice to it. And then we're going to, like I said, we'll add the peas and carrots in there as well. Simple recipe, something the whole family, hopefully they'll like it. If you live alone like me and stuff like this, so this is my meal, but I'm not going to eat it all. But, I'll have some for lunch or maybe dinner tomorrow night, maybe even the next day. But I don't have to cook for the next few days. And we're starting to come to a boil. I could smell it. I wish there was a smell button on here. You guys could smell it. You know what I mean? That way you can smell what I'm smelling and everything. I know you can see it because I got it going. So right now you can see that we are coming up to a boil. So now we're going to add a rice cup. Remember, it's 1 cup of rice to 2 cups of liquid. Okay? And then we're going to give that a swish in there. That's going to soak up all that juices in there. And then, now I'm going to add my vegetables. Okay? We want those all nice and hot in there. Somebody was asking me, I was telling them I was making this, or they were saying that it sounds like you're making stuffed peppers. I said, no, I mean, with that, you can chop up a pepper in this and everything. I didn't have a pepper, but I didn't have that in my thought of mind of how I was going to cook this. So I was really enjoying the idea of vegetables, having my vegetables, my tomatoes, carrots, and peas in there, along with my ground beef, with, rice and my cheddar cheese, all, building up in there. So we want to get this to a good boil, and then we're going to, of course, we want to put a lid on this. Once it comes back to a good boil and everything, we're going to keep stirring that around and everything, keep stirring and getting that rice moving and stuff. Like I said, it's a pretty quick meal and everything. We'll definitely keep up with this, and it'll be done. This is where we're at right now. Everything looks done, pretty well done. A little bit of moisture in there, but that's okay. It'll when you stir it up, it kind of disappears down to the bottom. And it's pretty well done. A good meal, good hearty meal and everything. So we're going to turn the heat off on it, and now we're going to add our mozzarella cheese, or sharp cheddar. Okay? So we're going to get that mix in there. Isn't that looking good, you guys? Can you see it in that camera over here? I believe I have it over here, so you can see it. So I'm not putting too much cheese in there, but just enough to give it that cheesy, a little bit of cheesy in there. Okay? Oh my God, that looks so yummy, you guys. Like I said, it's going to be a couple days for me to eat this and all that. But, it gives me stuff to eat. It gives, that way I don't have to cook or anything like that. It just automatically set up that way. And I tell you what, I love my beautiful dishes. Thank you very much for my dishes. I don't know if you guys can see that. I did my whole kitchen in rooster and chicken. Even my tablecloth here, as well as the tablecloth on the big table. And I got chickens all over the place. All right, we gave that a few minutes there. There, that looks, I'll tell you what, that looks yummy, you guys. Let me go get a doohickey out here so we can stir it up. Oh, I gotta show you guys something that I got too. And I thought it was the cutest thing. Maybe next I'll do my kitchen in that. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's a chef, he's eating spaghetti. It's a container you can put stuff in. I'm thinking about maybe straws or something. I think that would be awesome to do. Actually, we'll put him right there so you guys can see him. There you go. All right, so supper is ready. And here I go again, saying the same thing I probably do every week. Or, when I do my cooking show. That I wish I would have made some homemade bread. Because homemade bread, slice that up with some butter on there. Oh my God, that would have been great. But God bless you for tuning in with me and everything, you guys. And don't forget, we're going to be talking after this. So don't go away. But this is the part where I'm going to tease you how, well, hopefully it tastes as well. But we'll see. Oh, it's heavy. So we're going to dish some of this out onto the plate. Like so. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the cover back on it. Turn that camera off. We don't need that camera on no more. Now, don't that look yummy, you guys? It's got all your vegetables, well, not all your vegetables, but it's got onion, peas, carrots, tomatoes, rice, hamburger, plus your salt and pepper, garlic, Worcester sauce, and sharp cheddar cheese to kind of give it that thickness and give you that little bit of that cheese taste. Of course, we never want to forget my southern sweet tea. Very, very, very good. So let's take a taste on this and see how it tastes, you guys. A little warm yet. This is so good, you guys. So good. You got to try this. Make it at home. If you want the recipe for this, message the Lee Lewis Show, and I will give you the step-by-step guide how much in each one, ingredients and everything that I put in here. But you can also make it your own. You can see what I did, and then make it your own as well. But I think with the mushrooms, I forgot to tell you, I also added mushroom soup to this. It's beef broth,